Hello, everyone.
Good morning.
Very nice to see you here and meet you here in Birmingham. My name is Joseph, and I'm from Sherry. I'm CEO and co-founder of Sherry.
Hi, and I'm Ondřej, head of sales for EMEA for Sherry.
So thank you for joining us. Today we would like to talk about the topic that is very current for us, and it's very important for us right now. And that's a client experience. But before we will start, maybe just let us shortly introduce what Sherry does actually and who we are. Ondřej, do you want to take it?
Sure. So we are a workplace experience platform around digital employee badges, and the main value that we bring is that we help large enterprises and real estate landlords with making everything around physical access seamless for everyone involved, employees, visitors, and the operational or security team.
One of the part of our platform is visitor management system, and that's what we are. What's our main topic here this year, and that's what we would love to talk about today. We realized that visitor management system is actually quite complex game, where a lot of stakeholders are sharing their needs and expectations at one solution. And we think that there are three most important aspects of every visitor management systems, and that's the experience of the visitor, experience of the host, and then the security, because that's of course always important. And to find the right solution is always to find the right balance between these three categories. But today, specifically today, and here in Birmingham, we would love to talk mostly about client experience. And Ondřej, why we are talking about client experience and what does it mean?
Great question. I think, firstly, let me say that it feels like we're not used to using that expression very much in our industry. So my personal background is in real estate, and by the way, again, the context of what we are talking to are commercial spaces, large office buildings. I think 5 years ago the expression within real estate didn't exist, client experience. Nobody would say that. Obviously, with COVID, that changed, and I've now again personally actually witnessed the shift within the security industry recently. I've heard independently from three large end-user organizations refer to their need to do something about the client experience. So even within Sherry, we would be talking about visitor management, but actually that's not necessarily how the end users think about it. They think about the client experience. And I think it's important for us as an industry also to notice that it, again, as Lee says, it's not just about keeping the wrong people out, but it's about making sure that we take good care of the people who are actually coming to visit us. And that's the thing, right? Visitor, you go to visit your aunt, go to visit your relative in the hospital, you go to visit a hotel. When somebody is coming to a meeting in an office building, it's typically a client, right? So client experience is really important.
And I would say I can just add that I think that word client is more and more important in the real estate world in general. It's I have another example that I heard about the real estate companies that basically limited the word tenant in their word, and they started to use only clients. They say we don't have tenants, we have clients. And I think in general it shows that the real estate industry is really moving towards client-centric thinking, and I think it's very important, and that's what our software is trying to solve. But here we are talking about the visitors that, as Ondřej said, should be more seen as a client, and that's why we use client experience. Here on this picture, I will just make a short intro. It's I don't know if someone of you recognize what building is that. It's a typical lobby of the Citizen M hotel. Citizen M, it's a very, I think, well-known chain of hotels, and I really believe that it's one of the best examples of user experience in the built environment. So I like to use Citizen M as the example how you can think about the experience in the buildings. And we realized that client experience is much wider than just the visitor management system.
Yeah, I think honestly, I said my bit about that in in my in previous sleep. So just before this, um, is there anything to add really on?
If you don't have anything
No,
else on
I
that,
think
that's fine.
I think
I
said
just
it.
I just maybe I can mention one more thing. I remember I was at one talk in New York, and the speaker there mentioned that like it's interesting that when you enter the hotel lobby, you always can smell like some nice smell over there, and there is always music, and they are like really care about your feeling, while this is not in the office lobby usually. And I think that really now it's quite cliche already to say that like offices should be more like a hotel. So I think that's what
Yeah.
we are looking at.
And to be fair on this point, again from the real estate world, you could see that the word hospitality is used much more. It's used as kind of an aspirational word for real estate in general. Like we should provide more hospitality in the lobby, and generally people should feel welcome. You can see hospitality teams in property management companies, but also in just your regular client-facing companies, like a law firm, will have a hospitality team who will take care of the incoming clients. So, yeah, the word hospitality is, I think, directly tied to client experience, and it's something that's more and more prevalent.
Yeah, so we would like to say that we totally understand and realize that this is quite wide topic. It's not just about technology. It's about if the visitor can find the restroom, if there is a water for them. It's much wider topic. But today we are here to talk about the technology and how the technology for you as most of you out here are security professionals, how the security systems can help to enhance that client experience. And we think that if you want to enhance something, it's good first to understand the space. So we decided that we would like to classify somehow the visitor management systems, how they work today. And we thought that it could be actually a good idea to classify them in the same way how we classify hotels. So that means by stars. And we will now show you like basically 5 levels what we see in most of the offices, in most of the office buildings, how they operate visitors. And we tried to classify them with stars, how we believe that what's good and what's maybe less good for visitor experience. So 1 star, the worst thing, but still actually quite
In the
often
Czech Republic, for sure, unfortunately.
and I think in other countries as well, it's still this paper logbook. So this is the situation when you are coming for the visit, you are never pre-registered, you didn't receive anything ahead. So basically you are coming to the strange environment for you that you don't know, and you need to go to the reception, you get some paper. So you see on the first side that it's very GDPR friendly, and you should like put there all details that no one will ever look at. They will very likely throw that paper away like the same evening or maybe in 1 month, which is maybe worse. And there is no reason for that, but it definitely takes your time. So I think this is the worst. And usually how it works is that you need to put all the details there, and they will give you the physical badge that you need to use to get through the turnstiles and to the elevator. But very often you then forget that badge to give them back, and someone is calling you if you can bring it back. And I think this is like the worst setup that you can see today in the office buildings, and that's why we put there like 1 star. I'm sorry. So 2 stars for us is the situation when you are at least already pre-registered. I think this is very important that basically the reception already knows that you are coming, and it still can be actually Excel sheet, for example, which we see quite often. So for a host, it's not very not very comfortable because they need to go to the reception and to report that.
Or email the reception. It's very manual.
Exactly, that someone is coming, you need to put it there. You are still getting physical badge, but at least you don't need to put all your details because they already have them and they know where you going, so you feel a little bit expected. I think this is like more common now. It's like more common situation, but still I think so it's not perfect, so that's why we put there like 2 stars.
No comment here.
Okay, 3 stars experience. That's, I believe, when you are pre-registered and you have QR code. I think like it's not about like, of course, our solution provides QR codes, but I don't think that this is about like that we want to sell Sherry here. I think that QR codes are really pretty standard. For example, in the US, in New York, like already like 90% of buildings are using QR codes for visitors. So you receive them in advance. You have already your credential with yourself. You don't need to care about like to give it back, etc. You are pre-registered. You are expected, but you still need to do a check-in. I want to say that I totally understand that at some buildings, for some companies, this is needed because of the security. They want to scan your ID, they want to take your picture maybe, they want to do whatever they need. And I totally understand it, that this is already like maybe the top level that some companies can afford. But I think that from the perspective of the client, it's not the best because like you still need to go to the reception, you still need to spend some time there. So I don't think it's the best for the visitor, but I totally understand that for many companies and many buildings, this is the only way how they can operate.
I would just add -1 star for buildings or companies that have a visitor management system with QR codes, but then you come in and still have to type your data, which is something that I've personally experienced a few times, and it's incredibly frustrating for me when I see that they actually have the tool. I can see the front-facing tablet where I could scan my QR code. I just didn't get any QR code because I wasn't sent one, and so I have to type in my information anyway. Not to mention it's not very hygienic tapping with my fingers on it. So that will be -1 star from me, actually.
And we are getting to the 4 stars experience, where I think, and that's again quite common already, and it's definitely not provided only by Sherry, but it's provided by also many other our competitors, that you can just take that QR code and you can go through. It's we call it VIP track or fast track, when you are pre-registered and you can just go. I want to say to this level that I don't think that it means that you can remove people at the front desks. I actually think that these people are still very important for a good experience, but they should be rather like a concierge. They should be like there to support you if you are lost, if you want to order taxi, if you need to advise anything. They should be there, I think, in A-class office buildings or in the really good companies like, I don't know, Google, for example. So I think there should be still there these people that will support you. That will support you with if you have any need. But you don't need to spend your time there. You can just go if it's possible.
Yeah. So not looking into a screen, not typing something, not being on the phone, but actually focusing on the visiting client, right? That's the difference.
And now we are coming to the 5-star experience, and here to be fair, it is
Shameless plug.
It is a little bit like a selling point, but I will show you. So this is what we are presenting here this year, which is like that you have exactly the same experience. You can just go through the turnstile. You don't need to do a check-in, but you don't need also to use the QR code because, as you know, and we are like big fans of QR codes, it's always a little bit tricky with that. Like you need to really like to find a good QR code reader that is inside of the turnstile, which you usually want because it should look nice. It's difficult then to really like present your QR code in a good way. It's definitely good to put it into the Apple Wallet so it at least doesn't change their position when you are approaching the scanner. But it's still not the best. And that's why we are super excited that finally we can support in our solution also wallet-based credentials, which are based on NFC communication. And I think that that's really like the top where we could get. Of course, you can mention maybe also face recognition. Maybe that's gonna be another way how to do that. That you will like scan your face when you are at home, and you will be going through just with the face recognition. What I want to say here that for us 5-star experience is when you are pre-registered, you are expected, and you can go really seamlessly through the turnstile.
Yes, I would say also, again, for us as security professionals, one aspect of this that you might appreciate is that not everyone will have QR codes all around the lobby. This allows them to use the setup that they would be using for employee access anyway. And now, so with this, by the way, we invite everyone who's interested. You can try this right now. We can help you. I mean, we don't. You tell us your email, we'll send you the pass. You can experience it firsthand. And then you can actually test it on our stand, 5B80, just a couple steps from here, on a turnstile. Yeah, you will have the pass on your phone within probably half a minute, and then you can actually test it physically. So we accept your questions, and again, if you want to try it, just let us know.
And maybe one more note: today we are presenting here the visitor pass in Apple Wallet, but of course Google Wallet is coming as well. It's just not technically done yet, but it's coming, so it's gonna be soon available as well, because we understand that many of your clients are using Android. Yeah, so that's what we wanted to tell you today. Thank you very much for your attention, and if you have any questions on visitor management system, client experience, we are here for you.
Thank you.